Hello, Internet. Got an alarm going off here somewhere, and I want to stop it. I think it's off. Hi. Busy day, busy day, busy day, busy day, busy day, busy day. I've been going since early, man, trying to get some stuff done. I repressed Submariner 1. Was able to use some tools that I got. Not these, but like it's this little thing. This is a dotting tool for... oh, God. Hey, Siri, stop. Okay.
Sorry, I'm unable to stop.
Well, you know, all these things are so smart until you try to use them all together. And then it's tough. Okay, she's talking to me in my ear. She's talking to me on my watch. I got the alarm on my computer. Everything's going crazy. So I tried to. So this show is like two things, right? I'm trying to learn how to press and clean comics like very well, and simultaneously learning how to produce a YouTube show that may be entertaining. It's probably boring as hell, but I'm trying. I want it to look good. I want it to be good. So I've got all these different moving components. As you can see here, we've got all sorts of stuff going on, and it's a lot of fun, but it's a lot to sort of deal with. So YouTube is wonderful, but what is troublesome is that it doesn't really give you a great indicator of when you're actually live. So often I'm just standing here kind of looking at the screen waiting for it to tell me I'm live, and then I'm not live, you know. That figured out, and I sort of ran out of time. It just occurred to me that I could do a countdown alarm with a picture-in-picture, show the studio, have it counting down, and then at 12:15 come on, turn the mic on, and come on air, you know? And that's what's going to happen. That is going to happen. I'm going to get that figured out. I only have so many inputs into the switcher, so hopefully I can figure it out on the computer. I think there's probably a countdown app somewhere. Anyway, that's enough about production, the production nightmare. What's going on today is, this is surgery, okay? When I popped the staple of Amazing Spider-Man 50, I used document repair tape to mend the pop staple hole. Pretty sure that's a conservation. Gray label, maybe green label. They've started doing gray labels, which look a little better than the green labels. It's not as strikingly off of blue. It's like, you know, gray is sort of blue light. So, anyway, Rick reached out to me and told me a couple products to try if I wanted to mend the pop staple. And it's a soluble paper. And I ordered it from Amazon, which I can pull up right here and show you my order and show you what it is. So, just a second here. This is the product. Okay, Natural Label water-soluble paper, 4.15 inch by 6.3 inches, 105 by 160 millimeter, dissolvable paper pack of 100. Not a bad deal. I figure this will last. Hopefully it'll last my entire my entire time. But so, and then I ordered a. He told me to order a needle. All right, a Hamilton needle, which I'm going to show you. And basically, my first book that I did, the first recording that I did, was in Avengers 28, the first appearance of the Collector. And I think the first appearance of Goliath, which is Giant Man something else. So, luckily I snapped some photos, which I can show you here. And there's I just want to warn you, there is a firearm in the photo, but that's how I roll. I like firearms, and I try to stay protected. So, okay. This is the interior cover, and you can see the tanning. That was my goal. Lot of staining. There's a big water stain here, big water stain here, and I was looking forward to, getting rid of these things. You can see the water stain at the top above whoever that is head. I always think that's Jack Kirby, but I don't think it is. I don't think that's Kirby. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't remember him being that type of bald, but so you can see here the staple wear. Okay, I lost both of these guys, and I just watched a video by Rick talking about a guy named Jay who did a cover whitening on a Tales of Suspense 77 or 75. I can't remember. First Sharon Carter or first Peggy Carter. Cool book. It definitely came up recently, and the guy had popped both the staples and split the spine, and I was like, I feel your pain, bro. So here's, the water stain. Pretty good result on this book. Turned out, that's big old water stain. This is the after getting out of the washing machine. Those stains are gone. The washing machine just eats stains like crazy. This is a screenshot of a video that I didn't publish. This was my first test video, and this is unpublished, and this was kind of the photos that I had. You can see the heavy tanning on the back. The white balance is set correctly in the camera, so that is a yellow book. And then here's the afterword. Pretty sure this is a pop staple in the lower. I think they ended up both being pop, but the top was hanging on. But look at that. That is, if you remember, right there to right there. Just a great result. Happy about that. Doesn't look unnaturally white. Just looks clean. That's a nice white. The yellows and stuff are held up well, and too bad the staple holes didn't. So this is the lower staple. I think this is the lower staple, and it is popped, which happens, man. This happens. This is the top. See, it's hanging on, but I think it's split. But the staple is hanging on to the flap. Okay. Yeah, that's the lower staple. So there's the lower staple. But you can see, if you remember, the interior was pretty bad. And then we get to here, and it's pretty dope. That's pretty good. No water stains. That's good looking. That's front page. You can see still some discolor down the bottom. And I found this a lot. Like I've got to stop thinking that stuff's going to disappear. This is a good result, and be happy with it. Just be happy with what I have. This was another flaw. The brittle page from the peroxide. I ended up doing a small tear on the cover. It's probably a 1/2 inch, which is significant. This is significant. You can just see. Look how yellow that is. Nice result. There we go. White as all get out. From that to that. So you can really do some fantastic transformations with the Lightbox. Okay, so here's the subject. This is what we're doing. And what I'm going to show you here in a moment. That is the soluble paper on his foot. And I'm working one drop at a time with this. And here is the soluble paper. You can see this is the top. And this seam is split right here. And I understand this is restoration. I'm curious how it turns out. It seems to leave a watermark. I have done this on one other book, and I tried to wash the watermark off, and the soluble paper washed off with it. For the most part, some of it stayed, some of it left. But this is what we're doing today. And so basically, I do like half a drop at a time with this needle and allow it to dry. And you can use the needle. The liquid has a surface tension. So you set a drop of water on a piece of paper and it stays together. And if you have to pop it, you have to spread it to get it to spread out. So the needle works well for that. When you poke it, it'll pop and sort of spread into the crevice, but you have to work it in. And a little bit goes a long way, especially if you're trying to prevent a big water stain, which I showed yesterday. I showed this yesterday with Thor 134. I did this method on Thor 134. So you can see here, this is prior to its full drying, okay? When it fully dries, I think you see that spot get a little lighter, maybe a little brown line around it. But here we are, right here, and this is what we're looking at, okay? You can see a little bit of brown, the upper and lower staple, and I'm just going to come over and show you what's going on with this. All right, I got my switcher here, so I should be able to switch back and forth from here. All right, just waiting on it to load up on the iPad, and there we are. All right, yep, looks good. So this is what it is. It's 100 microliter syringe, and it's a scientific syringe. I think this was about $70. Just Google Hamilton syringe. All right, and this is my soluble paper. This is an old cat dish. This is Chef's old dish, and this is the syringe here. So hope that's in focus, but you can see what's going on. So I have some drawn in there. Now, I'm just going to zoom in the rest of the way and get as tight as I can on this and show you. Hopefully you can see the dot, which is what I'm looking for here. Excuse me while I switch over to the camera. Hoping this goes faster. All right, going all the way in. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but that's my hope. I hope. Oh, geez. I need a couple more pieces of equipment. I got my eye on. Because I just lost my monitor. And I don't want to lose my monitor. Oh, great. Well, monitor down. That's all right. All right. Oh, I really want it, though. I really want to see what I'm doing. There's touch, there's very sensitive touch controls on the side here. Something came unplugged. Oh, the wonders of live. Live. How do we do it? All right, well, that's, aha! It came on for a second. Do. I think I can see that. Okay. So, I just want one drop to come out of this needle. And it'll hang on the end. You might want to use a magnifying glass. I can still see pretty good, but I shake. There it is. That's one drop on the paper, and you can see it disperse. And I popped it, and now it's gone into the seam. And I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to leave that and let it dry. I do have a tack iron here, just to... I like to try to smooth it out and make it flat so that when I'm working with it, it's not, it's not janky, like it's flat together, and when I work with it, it'll combine and form. That's my hope anyway. So there we have it. That is, this is needlework. I'm very new at this. I'm more new at this than removing covers. This is the third time I've tried this. So, could be cool. Could be, could be shit. I don't know. I don't know. My hope, I'll tell you what I hope, like my honest hope is that which is kind of a joke. Like, I doubt this is real, but I hope this passes the scrutiny of CGC and survives grading. Like, I hope this is an imperceptible, which it isn't. I'm going to give up that dream. I don't think that's real. It's probably not right to even talk about it. So, but that's, if I could fix my ASM 50 and mend it in such a way that it wasn't restored, I would do it in a heartbeat. Like, restoration in the hobby is so kind of wild. Like, the one of the most expensive pieces of artwork in the world was Leonardo da Vinci's Christ. All right, it came to market 2 or 3 years ago. It sold for $400 million. It's in some Saudi royal's yacht. Well, that painting was completely painted over. It was another work. It was an entire another work. They had to reveal it from underneath an entire other painting. I have no idea how that's even possible. Like, what I'm doing feels like the Stone Age compared to what they're doing in the conservation and the fine art world. Fine art is touched up and fixed all the time, If you remember Age of Ultron. No. It was what was Scarlet Witch's show called? The Scarlet Vision and Witch or something? Scarlet Vision? You remember the show on Disney Plus with the Scarlet Witch and Vision, where they had their happy little family and they took over the town. Well, they talk about a paradox at the end where the ship is repaired over time, and the wood is rotted, and they repair the wood each time, and after a while, the entirety of the original ship is gone. There is no original ship left, but it's still there. It's just a new material, just a newer material, collection of new material. And so the paradox is it still the ship? Well, it is the ship, but it is not the material. So basically, long story short, I think the comic community is a little uptight about a little bit of restoration. I know in the Golden Age, and I know everybody wants, to have the best quality item they can, and something unmolested is always going to bring more. But the value of restoration is sort of strangely low. Like it doesn't even sell, and trimming and stuff. I mean, it is night and day. It is night and day. I drove to Ohio and bought a copy of Amazing Spider-Man #1. I saw it on eBay and I made an offer and was like, I'll come get it. The guy was like, yeah, sure. So I drove up to get it early. This is early in my collecting. And the book was trimmed. It was trimmed on the top cover. And I still look at it and I still can't tell. I mean, it's a straight edge, but I can't tell that it's trimmed. And there's very minute color touch on the back. Anyway, it's a 6.5. I mean, it's a nice copy of ASM 1. It's a super nice copy. Well, I got a Heroes Con and I'm trying to trade it for a Journey into Mystery 83. I wanted the first Thor. This is years ago. And shopped it around the whole place. And everybody laughed at me. They were like, nah, I don't want that. It was junk. My Amazing Spider-Man #1, 6.5. 6.5, fine plus, was junk, and I was like, what? I was like, the Gem 83 isn't even, at the time, it wasn't nearly as sought after as Spider-Man. I think Civil War had just come out, and Spider-Man was the hottest thing. So anyway, restoration is crazy. And then conservation, and then, look, I think classification is important. We definitely need to know what is going on with the books, and that is the benefit of the certified guarantee company, is that they do arbitrate condition. They are the arbiter of condition, while the market is the arbiter of value. CGC is the arbiter of condition, and so you've got to pass muster with the grader, whether you like it or not. So I just wish restored books weren't such a, tough market, I guess. I think in the future it could become better, as a rising tide lifts all ships, and so as books become more expensive. I mean, I know we're on the downside. We're in a bear market with comics, and that the virus market was just so crazy, but hindsight being what it is, maybe in the future restored books will gain value, rise disproportionately to certified copies. We'll see. I guess with Silver Age there's so many copies, they're just not rare, not like Golden Age. So because I would take a restored Action 1 all day, a day. I'd take a restored Action 1. I'd take a restored Tech 27. That's probably the all-time grail for me, would be a Detective 27. I don't really have much Batman. I'm not a huge Batman guy, but that book in particular, I feel is the most special book in comic book history. Just because Dark Knight, how he's sort of edgy, and I love what they've done with the character. Not the 60s Batman, but, the Frank Miller Batman and all that. So let's just take one more look here And we're going to do one more drop, but we're going to do it on the, what is the upper? The book's actually upside down because my camera is above. Okay, I don't think we're going to get to show that. So I want to do one on the upper. All right, that's not going to show up. So I think I'm going to walk back over here. Oh. Okay. So now, just a little update on what was going on yesterday is you can see Astonishing Tales 13 is drying. I put it in the washing machine. This is after a long time in the light. The washing machine did wonders. There was some darkness around the spine. Still a couple rust marks on the staples, which Rick mentioned a chemical called diurea, which I'm, might try one day. This is the subby that I had put back in the cold press. I did update the stack this morning and took some books out and put them in bags and boards, and probably going to submit the ASM 300 and the subby together and get those back and see how it went. May submit the Amazing Spider-Man 50. We'll see how I feel. I am going to, I think, perform a mend just because I want to try it and see how it goes. Just full disclosure, I've got $200 into the ASM 50, and I think it's worth the content to use it. I do hate that I popped the top staple. I really do. I thought I had it under control, but it happens. So it is what it is. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for today until tonight. And I will be back this evening to show a completed Astonishing Tales 12 and 13, whether it's reassembly or complete. I'm gonna stay in the lab a little bit today and get some things figured out, and I'm working on the staple cleaning. I think I'm close. I increased the size of my anode, and it did have a positive result. But they're still dull. I'm not getting shiny staples, and that's what I want. There is still some level of oxidation going on. Rick did tell me a formula for the chemistry of the electrolyte. I don't have any of those things. And then he told me to use a 1.5 volt power supply, which I don't have the ability to attenuate the voltage or the amperage. He did mention there was something on Amazon that is like a programmable power source, but I looked and I didn't see it. So we'll see what happens. Man, this is a lot of fun. And thanks so much for watching, and tune in tonight at 8 o'clock to catch up on the latest with Man Thing.